Howdy friends, music lovers, Wes here checking in with a new episode of The Vinyl Survivor. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I know I had an awesome Easter weekend. Hope everyone else had a great weekend as well. I know I listened to a ton of records this weekend. It was awesome. Over a dozen new records. Found some stuff I loved and found some stuff I didn't love, but it was a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get into this episode of The Vinyl Survivor. I believe we're up to number 70, somewhere around there. Oh no, I'm losing track here, but let's go ahead and get into this first album. This first album is an album from Grover Washington Jr. titled Inner City Blues. Very well-known Grover Washington Jr. album on the Kudu label, which was a subsidiary of CTI, Creed Taylor. They started this sort of spin-off label called Kudu that was more of their sort of funky type jazz releases, I guess you could say. So this is very much a very funky Grover Washington Jr. album. You got a cover of Inner City Blues on here, Mercy Mercy Me, you got Ain't No Sunshine, and then you got some other sort of more classic stuff like Georgia on My Mind and I Love You Porgy. A really great Grover Washington Jr. album. If you like your jazz sort of on the funky side, definitely check this out if you haven't already for some reason. Bob Jane's on here. Ron Carter's playing bass. Idris Muhammad is playing drums as well. Eric Gale, Airto is on here doing some percussion stuff. You know, just a killer lineup of players and just a fun, really funky jazz album. And inner sleeve to the Kudu records, just a generic inner sleeve on this one. The labels on them as well got that same sort of yellow, red, and green theme to it. RVG and the Dead Wax on this one, so Rudy Van Gelder did a lot of the masterings on CTI and other sort of jazz releases of the time period. And yeah, just a good funky jazz record, not hard to find. And definitely worth picking up if you can find it for, a few dollars or less. I think I probably found this at a thrift store somewhere. It turns up in thrift stores, dollar bins, 3 for $5 bins at record shows, that kind of thing, and a cool album. So check it out if you want some funky jazz in your life. Really good stuff for a morning time, wake up kind of music. Okay, next thing we have to talk about is a live album from Genesis. This is Genesis Live from 1973. It's a very, very early Genesis, very proggy, that early 70s prog sound to it. I enjoyed this okay. It didn't blow me away. The recording quality on it is just sort of so-so. It's a live recording from the early 70s. Not the best recording, but fun to hear in a live setting. And this is a UK pressing on Famous Charisma, and I believe there was also a 2-album version of this live album, and I think I actually have it in the inbox somewhere. Not entirely sure on that. I know there is an early live album that does have 2 LPs, and I think this is it. But this is just a single disc version, UK pressing, as I said, and another one that you sort of see around if you dig enough. Pick this up at the library sale for 75 cents, but I've seen this in here and there in the cheap bins at record shows and stuff. So not something to seek out early on if you're just getting into Genesis, but maybe if you're exploring deeper into their catalog, something to keep an eye out for. Genesis Live, that one is going to be staying in my collection as well as something I can see myself pulling out again in the future. Okay, moving on, we have another album from Grover Washington Jr. This is his album Next Exit from 1992, so very late in his career here. This is on Columbia Records. And this one suffers badly from that sort of early to mid-90s light jazz production and sound. It's very much trying to latch on to the popularity of R&B, I think, at the time. There are vocals on this which are just... they're not good in my opinion. I don't really want vocals in my jazz. So yeah, this is just not good in my opinion. Very very light 80s production, or it's not even 80s, it's not early 90s production. Very clean, very smooth, with sort of a background vocal. It's not even like the vocalists are saying anything. They're just sort of a background vocal, just singing like a refrain or something. So yeah, unfortunately, this one is not going to be staying in my collection. The one I bought at the library sale a couple years ago. It does have a nice printed inner sleeve, some liner notes and whatnot. And it was sealed when I bought it, so that was another nice thing. I was able to open this up. Columbia label, but since it's 92, it has the modern Columbia label. So yeah, Grover Washington Jr. Next Exit. I can't recommend this one at all. I like the album. The album artwork is cool. I get the little Dutch angle on the photo there, and sort of enhances the exit there a little bit. The music is no good, so in my opinion, this one's not staying. Okay, next up, moving back towards the prog realm sort of things. I didn't plan things this way. There just seems to be a pattern in this episode. But we have Rush's Grace Under Pressure from 1984. Really good Rush album. I really thoroughly enjoyed this album. Lots and lots of synths on here. Clean, clear production, solid 80s sound to it. But really just awesome quality, well played, music. There, Rush is known for being high quality, really well played, and this definitely meets up with that. The track Red Sector A on here is awesome. The whole album is just great. It's just one you want to put on and turn up the volume really loud and really enjoy. So I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Don't necessarily care for the political message they're trying to send in the lyrics. I kind of can tune that out a bit on this one. There's some lyrics there, and a photo in the liner notes. It's on Mercury Records, but Rush has custom labels typically, so that's the label matches the album artwork somewhat. And this has Master Disc BK in the dead wax, so that's Bill Kipper mastered this. As I said, really high quality sounding thing. Something you want to put on and turn up really loud, something to show off your system somewhat. Sounds excellent. So that's Rush's Grace Under Pressure, another 75-cent pickup from the library sale from years back, and this is another one that's going to be going in the collection. And last but not least, we're back to Grover Washington Jr. again. This is one I didn't think I was going to like based on the album cover work, but ended up liking. This is Sky Larkin from 1979. Another one that's just very, very, very funky. I wasn't expecting it to be really funky based on the cover art, but just this one really grooves, really cooks along really nicely, and thoroughly enjoyable. Another one that's great for morning time to put on and just sort of wake you up and get you moving. Excellent music here. And this one is actually on Motown Records, so you get an inner sleeve with some Motown releases and things from Motown Records. Modern Motown label there on this one. That's pretty cool. Master disc in the dead wax, but no, I can't recognize any kind of signatures or anything, so I don't know who mastered this. But just as I said, it's an upbeat, sort of jazzy record, very funky, very much get you going in the morning kind of music here, and thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's Sky Larkin from Grover Washington Jr. I believe that was 50 cents at the library sale, green there. So that was another episode of the Vinyl Survivor. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you, as I said, hope you had a great weekend, great record store day if you participated. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.